Hello, team. Welcome to another team training. Today, we're going to be learning about basket parties with a special guest, Joanne Pelotis. Hi, Joanne.
Hi, everybody.
So Joanne's so sweet. I posted in Team Nailed It and I was like, who, does basket parties and has lots of success with them. And she said that she did. So I was like, hey girl, you need to train us on all the things. So I cannot wait to hear about this because I think seems like just a really simple, fun way to do parties locally. So before we dive in, Joanne, will you tell us a little bit about your Color Street journey, like how you discovered it and
Oh, sure. Yeah.
how long you've been doing it?
Yeah. It was in 2019. I had gone to and my buddy had tried these strips before. And I'm like, well, these look kind of cool. Yeah, you apply them. I bought a solid set. I bought US Navy and at the time, and I went home and I put it on and I'm like, okay, I must not be doing something right. So I called the lady I bought them from and she sat with me and I figured it out. And then I'm like, I really like this product. I like it a lot. I go, I'd like to sell some for you. So her name's Lorraine Stewart, and she's still my coach. She had kind of got me into that. She said, here, I'll let you take some of my inventory. And that's how I kind of got into it, is that she gave me some of her sets that she had on hand. I brought them to work, showed people, and then was able to get a bunch of orders that way. And that's kind of how I got into it, because once I figured out how to use the product, because I like I said, I've been doing Color Street. Within a month, I signed up in 2019. So by December of 2019, I was signed up. And then I'm like, COVID hit and I'm like, what am I going to do? So, I mean, people need to see this product. You can't, I know there's a lot of videos out there, but until I really feel if you get the product in front of someone, they're going to buy it. And that's exactly why these basket parties, I brought some little, what do you call it? Some props. I brought my props. I'm at my primary job. They don't care if I bring this in. For those of you that are listening, I have a full-time job with Meijer. So, I mean, it's not a conflict of interest, what I'm doing, selling color. So for the baskets, so I've been selling it for 3 years. And with, in-person things were really on the decline, big time. There was really not a great way to get this out. So I signed up for a vendor event. Well, then that's when I took off. I love doing vendor events. So I really feel like you kind of start out with a little goal. And I know I've heard you say that, where do you want to be with this? Do I want to be a stylist who orders inventory, sells it? I get some fun money. And then and then you have people that, get up through the ranks and I'm happy with my business. I make pretty good money. The sets that I sell in the basket, I mean, what I do is, because I consider it like a private party, I let the person that I'm doing it for. So this is what I do. So you get any size basket, and it kind of depends on how much you're comfortable with putting in. Like, I've been with Color Street for 3 years. I have quite a bit of inventory, but again, I don't want to overwhelm, because I think that does it. So 20 sets. And then I make sure I have little catalogs in there. And then I also make sure I have my business cards, and I have some twosies and some little cutesy things to give away. And I also make sure I give the person a prize. So that prize, you can get a lot of cute things through the dollar store, or even through, it's called Miss USA. I can get the link if you want. It's this cosmetic dollar store, online dollar store, like
Yeah, I think I've heard
company.
of it, but I can't remember the link either.
Miss USA, and I could put it in the conversation later. You can get things for like $1, and their eye masks. There's a lot of things. So I like to put a little goodies in there for the person that's doing the party. I give her I may even give her a set for free. And
Mhm.
based on what she sells, I convert whatever she sells from the basket, and I do set it at one price because it's too difficult to try to put a bunch of variety of sets and then try to section it out. So
Right.
I did an average. So, and I give them a little bag, and I mean, most of the time you're going to usually give it to someone that you know. And I have let someone take it that I didn't know very well, and it was fine. But I think you just
Yeah.
you gotta make that decision on
Right.
your own.
Yeah.
So then I put all the information. You can do a folder. I put like all my details at the time. This is an old sheet. I had them set at $10 a set. That was just, it was a while ago, but I put all my information, and it was only the sets in the basket. So like, even if I had more inventory at home, I'm not going to let them have anything for that price. Just whatever I felt, I had a couple extra and I put them in here. They could have those and not the buy three, get one free, none of that. But then I provide little bags. You can get these on Amazon.
Okay.
And these are really nice. So then it's something quick and it's convenient for them. I did and nowadays you can do lots of graphics, but I did like a little sheet on like, what is Color Street, and little applications, tricks, especially if it's in the cold months.
Are there is that a graphic? Oh yeah, you've got little.
Yeah, the sheets I pulled down from the website. Yeah. So this one I must have got in because it's been used. This must have came in my new stylist kit when I became a stylist. It was like a little glossy sheet about applications. And yeah, I mean, and that's how I've done it. And I usually let the person have it about a week. Depends on the time of year, but for the most part, it's for a week. In about 3 days, I check to see how things are going. I've gotten new customers that way. And I've even had repeats. There's a gal that's a teacher. And so beginning of the school year, hey, Joanne, can I do a basket party with you? So she'll do them twice a year for me. So,
oh wow, nice.
And then anything I sell, I reorder. So then I can get a comparative.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can, but also can get her rewards.
Yeah. Yeah. So you create a link for her and.
Yeah. And then if someone wanted to order something, they can do it through the link, but then I order from her link the sets that sold so I could have them for my vendor event.
Yeah. So how do you reward them for doing the party?
Okay. So like the 1 year the first time she sold 30 sets for me.
Wow.
So I ended up giving her 5 free sets. So I gave her 5 sets for selling 30. And I will tell you, I didn't write it all down on a document as far as if I came out ahead or even. I think I came out ahead because a lot of the sets I gave her were sets that were earned or got at a discount.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. So you don't have do you kind of just give them free sets based on their sales?
I do. Yeah.
You tell them in advance,
if I do a range, you're right. I do. Like if they sell, like sometimes I'll give them a set ahead of time. So that set is whether they sell some or not. Just as an incentive, and I'll give them a little goodie bag. But then if they sell for every 10 sets, I do give them 1 set. So, and then when she sold 30, I still thought it was pretty fair to give her 5 free sets.
Yeah, that's incredible to sell.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's the magic of basket parties is that it's not as focused on the dollar amount that you sell, but more the amount of nails that you sell,
right.
Which probably ends up being typically more than a virtual party, I would think.
Well, yeah, because I'm not doing the buy 3, get 1 free.
Mm-hmm.
So,
What do you typically sell in a basket party? What's like your average, would you say?
My average sales, like I said,
Or amount of nails?
um, you mean dollar wise or like 20 sets? I mean, my average, I've had some where they brought it and only sold like 5 or 6, and that happens. But
Yeah.
I try to promote that in my VIP group. Like, hey, like I have this party right now. She has 67 people in the group. And I'm thinking, holy cow. But there's not a lot of interaction. So I offered
Right.
to let her know, well, why don't you take a basket or let me do an in-home party? I'm way better in person than I am online.
Mhm.
Just telling you that. It's just because I get fumbled with my words or whatever.
Yeah,
And
no,
it's
I feel the same way. I feel like I'm better in person. People can like feel your vibe and your energy and
yes, that's how I am in person.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that. I just think it's a very simple thing. So the
It's
little
another, yeah, it's another way to sell them. Like maybe someone doesn't want to take the time to host a party, or maybe they
Yeah.
don't want to have to mess up their home for an evening. Not that the stuff doesn't take up a lot of room.
Clean up their home.
Maybe that's it. Right. So
Yeah.
then you're giving, and especially if you have a person like Christmas time, I had a girl that did a basket party.
Mhm.
She did incredible. She knew how to put it on, so she was showing people at her school how to put them on. That's
Mhm.
where I found the best, because there's always people around, like at the dentist, or if you know someone that works at an office. I think that
Yeah.
does work better. I mean,
Right.
because some
It is.
areas may not allow that kind of thing to happen.
Right. But where they can bring them, to a group and show them, yeah, that seems like that would work really well.
Yeah,
How do you get hostesses for that?
now
What has
it's people that I know. So I put it out in my VIP group. I am not very good at being too pushy. So I know if you want to, I'm not a pushy salesman, but I do offer the option of, hey, I have a basket. I have like I have like 20 sets of nails. You want to bring these into work? And it's worked out very well. I don't
Yeah.
push the basket parties, but I have them available. And I do put a reminder in my VIP group every few months just to remind people.
Yeah. Yes. I just love the simplicity of it,
Yeah.
When you give them a basket, do you tell them, so do they typically just like bring it to work, bring it around their neighborhood? Like what kind of coaching do you give the hostess?
Okay. So I find out where it depends on where they work. If they, if they say, you know what, I got some family coming over this weekend,
Yeah.
or work. So I'll let them know, like my one friend who did it and knows the product really well. I think what
Yeah.
helped is that she showed her friends how to put it on. A lot of people have heard of the product. A ton of people have bought the product, but a lot of times I hear, and especially at vendor events, oh, I
Mhm.
bought a set, but I haven't tried them. And I'm like, well, why not? And I've even offered, I'm like, I'm not telling you to buy from me, but let me show you how to put them on. If it's slow, I'm like, at least let me show you. It's amazing. The surprise, it just makes me smile how shocked everyone is when they first try it on.
Yes.
Because they
It's very
think
satisfying to see, right?
it is, because
Yeah.
they're like, well, what'd you just do? And I'm like, well, I put a nail on you. Is that all it takes? I'm like, it's all it takes.
Yeah. It's so
And I
fun to
mean,
see
I
like, their
explained to them
mind blow.
too. It does blow their mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I just tell them, I'm like, let them know. I mean, I'll put a little bullet points like on my sheet. So I
Mhm.
made a point on here. If there's something in the basket that, or in the book, but it's not in the basket and you like it, here's a link.
Oh, smart.
And yeah, I do a link. And then I try to remind people that, and the person doing it, any sales online or any sales in here, it's going to collectively go towards whatever you get at the end of the party.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Well,
a
and
lot,
this is something that even a new stylist could do with their kit.
yes,
They
100%.
just try to sell the 13 sets they get and then put that money back into the party or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's a lot of, yeah, these are nice. And this isn't too big. It's not going to take up a lot of room in someone's
Yeah, I like
office.
so simple and small and
I mean, I've done other bigger ones
yeah,
because I mean, shoving this with, 80 or 50 sets, I'd rather just either give them a bigger basket with more little props. But usually it's the props I have are the little giveaways I have and the pamphlets, if there's questions, if they want to book, that kind of thing. I always
Yeah.
have it in there. And then I
Yeah.
put a couple, the remover pads in case someone at their work may not, or may have polish on.
uh-huh.
So if they
Smart.
want to try it, then they can actually try it.
Okay, so to recap, how many actual nails do you put in there?
On average, 20 to 30.
Okay.
20
and
is a
then-
good to start with.
Yeah, you don't want to overwhelm them with too many
No.
choices.
Right.
And then how many, you may have said this before, but I can't remember, how many accent nails or twosies or whatever do you put?
Oh, I just grab some. I don't count them. And that's a poor part of me not being
Just
a great.
a little pile, just a pile.
Yeah, I just put a pile. I put some shimmers and some designs, whatever I have available. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. I love the size of your basket. I don't think it's too overwhelming. I think if you did like a deep basket, it could be bulky and take up a lot of room. And this one's just like easy to like pass around and
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
So
following up
great.
in the middle of the week, I give them a few days. Like if I
Mhm.
gave it to them on a Sunday and it's Wednesday, I usually
Yeah.
call on Wednesday or message them, hey, how's it going? Anyone have
Yeah.
any questions? So the
Yeah.
only thing I haven't had yet is like, oh, my friend so-and-so wants to take this. I haven't had that yet, but you never know.
Yeah. So then you come and pick up the basket by the end of the week kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I may arrange a meetup, or usually we meet at a spot that's centrally located,
Yeah.
because sometimes it might be a half hour out for me.
Yeah.
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 I
I
love-
mean, you can make this really complicated, but it doesn't need to be.
No,
I
it
mean-
doesn't. It's very simple.
And
Have
I
you
mean,
ever done this with someone who have you ever like shipped the nails to someone or you know what I mean? Or is it
I haven't
done-
had that yet. No.
Mhm. Yeah. I just love this concept so much because I feel like it's super casual, but it gets like really good results. I mean, 20 nail sets is fabulous. That's
It
great
is.
results.
Yeah, and it might be the timing. Like, I haven't brought a basket here to work. I mean, this is empty. I didn't put anything in it because I didn't want people to think they had to buy something for me on my birthday. So I didn't
Oh,
want
yes,
to give.
it is her birthday, you guys. I meant to say this at the beginning. You're so sweet, Joanne, to share your birthday with us and
Well,
do
you're-
this little training. We appreciate it so much.
Well, I mean, I had time in my afternoon, and I'm glad it was afternoon and not the 1 a.m. And when
I
I
know I
first,
told her I accidentally said 1 a.m. but you were so willing either
I
way.
was, because I don't get to interact. There's a lot of us that don't interact, and I thought, you know what? I want to be able to show people how easy it is.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. Any last things that you want to share about it or that yeah.
I mean,
Any
themes.
words?
I like to do themes too. So if it's a certain time of year, like
Yeah.
if it's Halloween, I like doing basket parties around a holiday.
Ooh, yeah.
So like March, I'm planning on bringing a basket of nails in here, but I like to go on like the little dollar store. Sometimes they have little cute, like little giveaways or some candy. I like the extra touches.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
so, I know they're getting a deal on the sets, but it's just another personal thing I like to do is like, well, here, I'm going to give you this little cute sticker or piece of candy and just a little extra touches.
Yes. And I just think, I was thinking about this. I learned that in sales, when people touch something, it like increases the likelihood of them buying it substantially. And with this, they're digging through, picking their favorites, you know what I mean? And they get instant, they get to literally put it in their pocket. Do they put cash in that little zipper bag? Is that
They
what
do.
you
Yeah, but yeah,
Okay.
the zipper bag is for cash. A lot of people Venmo, but there are some people that don't. So
Yeah.
I've received checks. I don't like to get checks, but
Yeah, who does?
I tell the person if they're going to write a check, have them write it to you. So the person that's having the party, I tell them, well, if you know them, have them write the check to you. You give me cash, and I don't have to
Right.
worry about that.
Right. Smart.
Yeah.
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 Smart. I love it. This is so great and just easy peasy. So
Oh, yeah, especially because you may not have a chance, maybe something online's not working for you. But I think, like you
yes.
said, people are touching it, they're looking at it, they're like, oh, I didn't know this color looked like this in person. Oh, I want to try it. And then, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I want to challenge all of you watching this to try a basket party, even if you're the one doing it, or, ask a family or friend to try. Even you can say, I've done this before where I'm like, hey, I need a guinea pig. I'm trying a new party approach. Would you be willing to do this basket party? I just want to see what kind of results I get. Sometimes just asking people to be, your to experiment for you and help you out on this new approach to help you practice. I think people really like to do that. So that might be one approach for those of you that are considering trying this. And I hope that many of you will, because I think this seems like a really simple, fun way to do it.
I mean, yes, I've even brought the basket to my dentist. I had noticed because I go to the dentist a couple times a year, and I know they do Color Street. And so I'm like, hey, you guys, I was going to bring a basket in of these sets. Yes. And I've even sold them. I sold 12 sets at my dentist's office during my dental appointment.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But I don't bring it every time I go to the dentist. But I mean, that's another way too. If maybe someone doesn't have, well, it depends on your community of people that
Yeah.
Maybe you don't have someone that, but really just going to the dentist. I mean, I'm like, I know you guys wear this and I have these sets here if you guys want to take a look.
Yeah. Bring it to the hairstylist, bring it to the soccer game,
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing your birthday with us.
Absolutely.
I hope you have an amazing birthday, and thanks everyone for watching. I hope this inspires you to try something new, try a different party approach, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you.